The Wolfpack has settled down, except for the unstable Alan.
Apparently Alan's been off his meds for almost 6 months.
Oh, God. Look at him now.
When Doug is kidnapped, they must find the fugitive Leslie Chow.
Leslie Chow stole $21 million from me. And I figure the Wolfpack has the best chance of finding him.
So they return to Las Vegas for a final showdown in The Hangover Part 3.
Hi, I'm Aaron.
I'm Brenna.
And I'm Salim, and we're here recovering from The Hangover Part 3, the last in the Hangover franchise. We've all just seen it. Aaron, are you good? You good to talk about it? This is picking up a few years after the events of Hangover Part 2. Everybody's leading normal lives, except for Alan, who's leading a terrible life. He's not on his medication anymore, and after a tragic family event, he realizes that he needs to get checked into some sort of rehabilitation center. So everybody from the Wolfpack, they reunite, and they go to take him on this journey, and madness ensues. Would you say shenanigans ensue? Some shenanigans.
I would say shenanigans ensue, but there's not enough shenanigans, which is kind of the problem here.
Well, the Hangover charm's been lost since the first one. I mean, the second one was essentially the first movie again, but in Thailand, and parts of it were funny, but on the whole, they just didn't do anything new at all. Exactly. And here, they did do something new, but the script just ended up not being funny at all. Yeah, no, it was extremely plot heavy, which I appreciated because you could tell the writers probably wanted to give a middle finger to anybody who said they weren't original in the second one because it kept the whole Hangover aesthetic, but that's what the Hangover is. It needs that aesthetic.
In an attempt to avoid being criticized for doing the same thing over again, they went in a completely different direction that doesn't work with this kind of film. This is a very sober story, and it doesn't quite work with the title and then the franchise history. What everybody took out of the first Hangover was Zach Galifianakis, and it made him into a household name. And this film is trying to do the same thing and making it the Zach Galifianakis movie. But the charm of this film is the ensemble work, is the fact that he's interacting with these normal characters and they're trying to react off of him.
Yes, I'll agree, but I appreciate that it was his movie, and his performance really helps it be his movie. A lot of the humorous moments are as a result of what he's doing. There are some that don't land at all, I'll agree with you there, but he doesn't do a bad job performance-wise. I think he relishes the fact that this is the last time he's gonna be able to play this character.
This says Chow. How did you not know this was from Chow?
At the time, I thought it was ciao like goodbye. You know, like ciao, arrivederci, sabaro, papa ciao.
I'm writing him back.
Whoa, wait, just hold on.
I'm gonna tell him that you're happy he's out and that you'd love to see him.
Ooh, I would love to see him.
Ken Jeong as Leslie Chow is also really good. The only problem is there's too much of him in the movie. That doesn't mean that his performance is bad in any way.
Yeah, no, I agree with
Every once in a while his accent kind of slips, but it's okay. I appreciated all the things that he did, and some of the funniest parts of the whole movie were a result of him.
Ooh, I got into cockfighting.
Oh, cockfighting, that sounds wonderful.
Oh, stay still, I'm trying to help!
Are you out of your mind?
So of course, Bradley Cooper and Ed Helms and Justin Bartha are also in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Bradley Cooper, Oscar-nominated actor, did a good job. The problem is none of these three guys really had much to do, as we've said before. I thought it was a misstep, because it was really funny seeing, especially Ed Helms, having to deal with all these crazy shenanigans, and it just was devoid of that.
Oh, come on. He's not that bad. I mean, what's the worst that's happened? The tattoo?
Yeah, the tattoo's the worst. Right?
Definitely. Tattoo was the worst.
So I guess we should talk about the direction a little bit.
Todd Phillips did the first two. He did Due Date, he did Starsky and Hutch, he did Old School. Got a lot of comedies under his belt. Some of them are pretty funny, some of them aren't so funny. Yeah. I just think he had a really hard time balancing the drama and the comedy. I don't know if that was all his fault. He did write the script with Craig Mazin, so I blame him partially, but as a director, he doesn't save it. He doesn't make it any easier to digest.
I do have to say that there's some really suspenseful moments in this film, though. Before, the suspense was always sort of like, what did they do and how did it happen? This time it's, oh my God, is that character gonna die?
Yeah, because anything goes, it's the end of the series.
Well, and it's also important to note that the writers from the first Hangover did not return. And it's just the director and Craig Mazin.
Yeah, they didn't return in the second one.
John Lucas and Scott Moore didn't write the second or the third one, and I think that definitely shows.
And going off of what you said, I love the suspense. There are many moments that my heart was definitely beating fast, but what it needs is these outrageous moments, these scenes with Mike Tyson and a tiger, and it just didn't have that.
I'll agree that the best moments in the film are the big comedic set pieces, but I just think it's a little too long and he doesn't have the pacing right, and the script really sets him up for failure.
It's only an hour and a half long.
Yeah. I mean, it felt longer than that.
I mean, but I feel like conceptually they're running on empty.
This film tries hard to come full circle and come to terms with the things that happened in the first Hangover. So we're back in Vegas. We meet Carlos. We go back to Caesar's Palace. We go back to the roof of Caesar's Palace. There's all this effort put into making sure that we
Revisited. No, I agree. In fact, there is a whole scene whose whole purpose was to revisit these 3 movies all together. And at first, it seems a little bit awkward, but then you understand that they're really trying to thematically connect all 3 of these movies.
The Hangover Part 3 was mildly funny, but disappointing overall. You will laugh a little, but you should watch it at home. Stream it.
The Hangover 3 is just far too sober. In an attempt to avoid doing the same thing over again, they miss out on what made it fun in the first place. Stream it.
Unfortunately, this film was too plot heavy, so this is a hangover that you should nurse at home. Stream it.
So our votes add up to 1.5 tickets, which is a stream it for Hangover Part 3.
All right, guys. Fair
I
enough.
have a headache.
Indeed.
Okay. What's up?
Support for Just Seen It comes from Acorn, distributors of Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries, a modern detective series set in 1920s Melbourne. Now on DVD and Blu-ray. More information is available at acornonline.com/PTV.